Greetings! Welcome to another video here on the channel. This is games between Hero and Rooijackers here from the Low Inter Round Robin. And we got Hero here in the Grey Wookiees playing off against Rooijackers here. And he's rolled the first order. Not the best civ since they've got those flame troopers, but he's in the blue. And the map is, well, like all the others. They start off on the old 4 lakes here, where you got all the fish in the lakes, and it's a good time. See, the Rooijackers here has identified a bit of shorefish and some caroos, and he's straight over there, making a food processor. Looking around the map, you will find that there's actually nerfs, so he's kind of made a mistake there, as he's realising, because he's blowing all his carbon on this food processor, but look at all these nerfs that he's just found. Oh dear, disaster. So he maybe should have scouted a little bit more before pulling the trigger on that, and then there's a full umpa set as well, so pretty much the ideal scenario would be nursery, get all the nerfs into the nursery, eat the full ump, and then make a play like this. Well, there's 2 flumps, so eat both flumps, then do something like this. But really, at that point, you could probably just go shipyard. So if Hero sticks to that sort of plan, I think he's going to get quite the edge on Rooijackers here. For Rooijackers' benefit, though, he's only just found these other 5 nerfs, so it's been a couple of minutes that he's not had all those nerfs in the nursery, just half of them. But he will have them now, and we still don't have a nursery yet. He's going to leave all these workers over here to keep the food income going and just slowly build up the carbon workers. So that's a bad time. And I better speed up because I've spied that the second game in this series is exceptionally long. And yeah, I'm probably going to have to watch that on I'll probably watch the entire series a little bit quicker than I usually do. Just to try and not make the video too long and get through it all with my sanity intact. But it's T1, we know what's going to happen, right? We've kind of just discussed that. So there's the nursery finally for Rooijackers here. And we'd like to see both players, get involved in the lake. Pretty forward-facing carbon here from Hero. Not the one that I think I would go for here. As I've talked about before on one of these games, probably would have been better to go near the lake, because then you could power core and you can wall around it and just create that area as your safety area. And Hero's actually going to go for the shorefish with the food processor. 1.25 will do for the short games maybe. Troop center already down, so he's looking to go into the Mounties, I think. He's got a strip center so quickly, and you can count all the workers on the carbon. That's a great tell. It's going to be early Mountie aggression, and the power core coming down now. And you could go for the shipyard afterwards with a power droid. Mountie on the way. We can see the Rui here. Things are starting to look a bit more normal for him, but he's going to be so behind in munching this 600 food here. So, this is probably a bad scenario to get mounted in. Because at the very least, if you weren't mounting, you would hope to maybe get up to T2 early, get a counterattack on with a few troopers that you use to secure your base. And you send them out and try and punish the mounting player before they can get their food online. But he's pretty much just as behind in terms of the food as Hero is. But, he's not really mounting, and because the build order is subpar, he's just in a bit of a tricky spot. He has managed to get his power core and his troop center out, though. So maybe he can do okay and get a couple of trooper recruits out to defend himself. Hero going straight for the power core, not the best. Needs to go for the trooper. Another trooper's about to pop out, though, if he did have one queued. No, doesn't seem to be the case. Unless he's garrisoning them. Should maybe check that. No, he is. So he doesn't want to throw them out one at a time. Is there after he's just lost one of them there. But this mounting very low. A couple of more shots and some melee hits and it might go down. And he's got that 3 trooper recruit mass, which is usually about enough to kite everything. So he's doing okay here. Hero maybe should have went for the workers over here in the food. delay that a bit, take advantage of the time it takes for these trooper recruits to walk over. Gonna lose another one though, not paying too much attention to his mounties. He could have like 4 mounties right now, just running around if he kept them alive. Because he's not really traded them for kills or anything, he's just been careless. Now Rui is T2, so his objective should really be to get trooper and counter-attack. This is normally the kind of time where you maybe throw down a turret. You just build one turret to make sure that your carbon's safe, and then you just send your troopers out. His troopers are running all the way over here. They're a little bit confused. There's just this one guy who's doing the job, and a worker's going down right now. A little bit of a disaster. Trying to get a wall down. His troopers are just not really paying too much attention to these mounties. And we'll have a quick look at Hero. He was on his way to T2. So this is the point, you just gotta weather this storm, right? So troopers are on their way. Doesn't really seem like there's much distance between them. The map can be kind of short. He needs to get T2 and he needs to get his trooper upgrade to defend this, but 5 troopers on the way. Oh, he missed it. He didn't even get this flump. It's because of the timings and then getting mounted. Hero's trying to wall things out. He's definitely going to be ahead though, having the shipyard and not losing those workers and stuff. And these guys trying to hit the carbon from behind, but too many trees in the way. And Hero's kind of gotten away with it. He's done a good amount of damage, he's not been punished, and he can just sort of play defensive here on his 1 troop center and maybe just go T3. Or he's got to build a lot of farms to get there, and could just be a T3 difference. All these workers are going to idle, manage to sneak in here, do a little bit of damage. But the troopers are mirroring Rui's troopers here. And we can see Hero's food total is getting higher and higher. He just needs to get his 2 tech buildings if he wants to go T3. Spending a lot of carbon on walls though. Just definitely slowing that down to Rui's benefit here, but if you look at his resource distribution right now, not the best. He's built a spaceport. Like he's trying to get up to T3 or something. I'm not too sure what the spaceport's for so early. Maybe just like, I've got lots of carbon, I should spend it on something, but the thing you should spend it on, I think, is farms. Or shipyards. Shipyards probably be best, because it's like having extra command centers, but alternatively, he could just pull some of these workers off, make a food processor, and a bunch more farms towards this area, and keep closing it out defensively. And Hero just on 1 troop center, but he's got so many troopers out compared to Rui here. Oh, he does have some more at home, even out. He does get chased away and he's sort of lost map control now, and Hero's going to wander around. I think this is walled. It's a little bit deceptive, but I think that should be up against the edge. And Hero can come in and try and harass the farm worker. He's going to get 1 kill. He does respond fairly quickly there, and garrisons the rest. So he tries to get his buildings up, but look at, see, there's so many workers on carbon right now, as compared to food. You can see that in the resources. Getting motivator as well, that's definitely not something. Hero could have went T3 about 10 years ago probably, looking at his food count. Well, he does take a trade here, and Rui does clean that up fairly easily, so he can send a bit of a counter-attack. And this could be a bad spot for Hero. If those troopers can get here before there's enough to defend. He desperately needs to get his 2 tech buildings and just tech up. He's got an 1800 food just from the fishers and the nerfs, and there's a couple of farms all added together. And he wasn't really losing much units in T2 until this point over here. And we're going to put a couple of troopers here in this spot. It's a good call. Harass these, and he's going to try and get up here, but unfortunately he's not going to have the numbers to take this trade, so he's kind of just lost all the momentum here. Did kill a couple of workers though, but he has to kill a lot of workers to even things out. And we're on the way to T3 for Hero, but Rooijackers is on the way to T3. The only difference is that Hero's going to have a lot more money to play with. And he's sitting on about 2,000 resources right now. And in these spots you shouldn't be afraid to make use of them. Got the spaceport, you can, you know, redistribute around. I think if I was doing this right now, there would be a war center and probably 2 mech factories. To be honest, in a situation like this, you could probably go double mech factory, double airbase, and just go absolutely hard on the pressure. It's about to have T3, we'll see what he decides to do. You could also throw down like 3 command centers and just boom a little bit. There's a lot of options here when you're in this kind of commanding position. It should all be walled out. You can use his troopers to get a little bit of scouting information, see what's what. It looks like I have dropped the double airbase. If you want to just go air, you could go triple airbase here. To be honest, you could probably go quadruple airbase if you really wanted. Just because there's so much food. You just fire out like 1,000,000 fighters and catch your opponent off guard. And there's like a couple of heavy anti-air troopers, but if there was 4 fighters pumping out at a time, it's yeah, GG. But he's fortunate that they're going to fly to their deaths here. He does pull this one back just in time. Still making through this prefab shelter. He needs to be careful about this. And he pulls away. We're going to try and expand outwards and grab up the resources outside his base with that first command center. And second command center at home here for Hero against that carbon line. But he's still pumping out these fighters into the middle of the map, but he's been kind of clever just getting some aggression here. His opponent going for the airplay. He does still have his troopers left over here. So maybe he can get on top of them before the air count's so high, but there's only a few anti-air troopers here. I would worry for this army, like about 8 fighters or so, and it's all going to die, and then you could build a couple of bombers if you wanted. Bomb the strike mechs. And he already has 2 mech destroyers though, so that should even be enough on its own. Oh, he's going to flank with his own troopers, but the rest of the units haven't gotten the memo. This one's killing a Famba. The rest of his area is microing right now. So it looks like he almost forgot that he was flanking. He's going to pull his army back though. He's probably thinking he's a little bit overextended, and he'd be right to think that. Wow, he's losing a lot of workers here at his new command center though. He didn't garrison them, and they've just... I don't know what they're doing, they're running away. Is this like an all idle worker hotkey or something? I do not know what is happening right now. Is he trying to build a fortress? It looks like he is, he just bought some ore. Like a desperate fortress right here. Maybe he's thinking he can grab up all these resources, but the problem is that he's going to have all this air running around his base. And look at his economy. So many idols. These workers are just like on the wrong side of this turret and sort of walled out by the troop center. Hero's going to have a huge economic lead here. All he really has to do is just weather the storm of this fortress, and I don't even know if Rooijackers can afford to get like a heavy weapons factory. Looks like he's going to mine ore. Maybe he builds a second fortress. He has a decent army together, but it's sort of griefing a little bit as Hero takes this trade. Catching it on the flank there. And losing a lot of troopers that could tank shots in a proper fight. Does lure him into the fortress though, and the fortress can do a little bit of damage. And then he's going to be able to take some shots while that army retreats. But yeah, I think this is a bad spot for Rui here. It's because of the economic difference. It's like 50 population to 100. And Wookiees are an air civ as well, so you could just sort of sit back, go fast T4, get some, you know, advanced fighters out, go kill what's left of the economy, and maybe even use the fighters to kill this army. But there, yeah, if you're T4, you can build some cannons, and I don't know, there's going to be a point where you can really contest that, so the fortress will eventually go down. What this needed was like an instant heavy weapons factory with it, and artillery pumping out, to make it so difficult for the airing player to deal with. Because mech destroyers on their own just wouldn't work. Again, he's even losing what little eco he has into these air raids. These guys have to garrison. He's got a turret over here, but I think he's maybe sort of realising the futility of this one. And he calls GG, so we'll go into the next game. And yeah, a long one. Not looking forward to the length of this. Sort of a Nova assault vibes here. Some Nova in the centre. And some mighty shorefish if you want to go for the superb play where you forward food processor and then build your troop centres there and trooper recruit rush or something. But looking around, there's quite a few dewbacks and that, so it kind of discourages you doing that, since there'll be plenty of food. And hero here are going to be Wookiees again. Rooijackers here is the Sand Consortium this time, so much better civ than the old First Order that we had before. I don't think there's any nerfs, so it's going to discourage any sort of mounty plays. And bases are sort of like in a hole. A lot of elevation rounds, so there's going to be really suck in T2 if you have to be on the defensive, because naturally your farms are going to end up at like basically at the base of a hill, and troopers could be harassing you, and then because there's elevation bonuses for armies, it means that they're always at an advantage if they're raiding you. So it's difficult to take a trade and knock them off your farms. I'm probably gonna have to watch this one in like 1.5 speed. It's gonna be 2 hours 30 minutes in game time. It's far too long for a 1v1. And that's a ridiculous length of 1v1 game time. That's like popping out to pick up your wife mid-game kind of game time. Keyboard and mouse unplugged. Like, how does it go that long? There better be like 50 fortresses or something. There's a lot of ore in this as well. Could be so. If it goes 2 hours and 40 minutes without them like making use of the centre though, there's no hope for the low winners. The centre's got to be pivotal, right? So you want to see from these maps, like people playing for the centre, like, oh, I'm going to get all that Nova and I'm going to do something crazy. But there are good opportunities as a defender as well. They can be like, oh, well, I'm going to get all the ore on the outskirts. Make a lot of static defense. You can even sell the ore as well for Nova. Pretty cool map when you think about it. But all I really want to see is someone go for the shorefish. So, a lot of dewbacks getting munched here. This is pretty cool. I like this. I hope Hero's thinking what I'm thinking here. Like, this would just be like really comfy, just to wall this. Like, instead of getting your turrets, just make a little gate. Then you've got this really nice carbon area walled in. I would maybe... I hate these houses. This feels like the area you should farm. Annoyingly, you're going to have a food processor over here, but... They always get on the OPs. They're not bad, they don't seem to wander too far, so... Definitely something you got to think about on this map, though, if you went to like a T2 rushing game, like how... Well, this is nice as well. Good wall. And then maybe just light wall down this way. Yeah, there seem to be nice pockets that people can create to try and discourage the whole, what I said before, troops barreling down the hill shooting your farms. So troop centres are up for both players. It's kind of a natural thing because they got to save a lot of carbon early with the 4 dewbacks, and everyone's hitting about 500 food or so. I'm thinking about that T2. And really, he's a little bit more on the ball with his build here, though. Barreling ahead of Hero here in the tech time. He's got his troop centre and his power core down. He's got a couple of troopers built. So he might be able to get on top of Hero early here. Maybe pick up a big advantage. A couple of troopers out now for Hero. I'm going to sit at the top of the hill. See, this one goes up and then straight back down to the centre. Rui's kind of doing the same thing though, he doesn't really want to move out. These are troopers. Hasn't got his range yet, he's just building up to about 5. Maybe he's going to get his range now as he's moving out across the map. And he's going to have both those upgrades way before Hero here, so Hero's just going to lose these troopers. Probably for almost free, like maybe kills one. One and a half. Then another going to go down. Does have 2 troop centres at very least. Try and pump out enough to defend this. Doesn't take long to have enough to match this count. And Rui must be doing things at home. But the only way he could have made something out of that is if he just kept going. He's now just sort of hanging out the front. But he could have kept going while he's got about 4, because he can almost one-tap troopers. So if you micro while they've only got about 2 or 3 and there's just not enough DPS, you know, you can just keep killing one at a time. Bring some more. Heroes kind of just ran up the hill, which is a bit of a mistake here. And Rui does clean this up. So it's working out really well for him, and if he just keeps going, keeps on top of the trooper count, he can trade really, really well. And then maybe on the next wave he could overwhelm his opponent. Gets another one for free. So only on 1 troop centre though. Interesting to see what he's going to do with this. He's kind of just sitting on a lot of resources. He's building a 2nd troop centre now. So maybe a little bit late. I mean, Hero's got both of his for quite a while. There's enough farms and there's the food processor and everything. There should be enough food income. Probably could have gotten that a bit quicker. Oh, Hero come up the hill again, but this time he does catch Rooijackers' army. And he's going to chase it down through the centre, and he's going to take map control now. This trooper trying to find some sort of angle into the carbon here, but these troopers know where he is, and they're going straight for him. Down he goes. And Rui's going up for these EOPs here on the hill, but trooper's going to catch one of these workers maybe. No, he just makes it away. No, he griefed. But Rui is going to take the trade here. Does lose the worker though. And it's looking a bit back and forth with the trooper wars here. Space war already. Be a little bit early for that. I think maybe 3 more minutes and then it's time to think about going T3 in a game like this. Now they both just sort of passed each other in the night here, going through the centre. There are a good amount of troops here to defend for Rui. He's scrambling out a few. But he's kind of going the wrong way though, he thinks there's some sort of angle here. Maybe there's a little gap. Oh, there is a little gap. Oh, that's lucky. That's really bad for Hero here. He was trying to do the same thing on the other side, but that's gonna... Oh, he's gonna lose so many workers, and he's not even paying attention. Elevation strikes again. Oh dear. And that is a huge pickup here for Rui. Gonna put him in a really big lead in terms of the worker count. He was trying to get as much value out of these troopers as he can. Kills at worker, he kills some of the troopers, but yikes, that was a lot of carbon workers to go down. So all these guys who are on this food processor definitely need to change jobs here and go and mine carbon. Or it's going to be a disaster for Hero. Really looks like he's really trying to get up to T3 really quickly. I think if he just kept building troopers here, he could just win. Here's kind of similar, like cutting corners. He's going to lack his carbon for his buildings though, that's for sure. Oh dear, this is a bit bold. See, this just doesn't compute with the trying to go T3 right now. If you kept the trooper pressure on, it does work. You know, because you have enough units to deal with that. But Hero's getting out on the map again with his troopers. And starting to build his buildings now. Have a quick look at the worker counts. 39 for Hero, 45 for Rui. Wow. I wonder if Rui's maybe just not quite managing to keep his worker production going. Because I feel like he's killed a lot of workers here, like a ton. I know he's lost the odd couple here. I feel like they should maybe be like 4 or 5 more ahead than he is. So this game's still not completely skewed. Rui does hit T3. Hero's on the way, a third of the way there. Is he maybe just going to force a trade and try and keep him in his base? I'm unsure. Oh, what kind of walling is this from the map? Using food stockpile to wall out the edge there. Strike mech does pop out, and the trooper's going to have no choice but to try and lure it somewhere or take a trade with it. You can use the elevation. Keep delaying. Oh, we've got some good shots there. Straight down to 20 health. And then he gets to take a trade with the troopers on the elevation as well. Really using the hill well here. We're going to try and repair this. Let's have the fighter out though. The fighter can sit and just kill these. But it's let him get 2 T3. So he can get his own buildings up. He's got a few anti-air troopers out here. Looks like those guys from the food stockpile are on the carbon now. And it's almost like it never happened. Like those workers never died. Command center, double air base here for Hero. We got double air base. Heavy weapons factory, that's an interesting one. So we're going to try his push from the previous game. So it's troopers and a couple of strike mechs. So maybe he's going to make an anti-air mobile or two. Send them out and try and pin Hero here. Very aggressive. Can still afford a command center though, just because it's a bit of a later T3. So it has built up the economy quite well to that point. Fighter's coming in, trying to get some trades here, but the anti-air troopers, oh, he's managed to catch them in mid-shot there. That's a bit of a disaster here for Hero. Looks like the troopers ran ahead of the strike mechs though, so he got no value out of those really. And fighter's going to have to come and defend, but that's a few more workers going down here. Oh, surprised he gets out there with 2 of them. Probably should have lost all of those. It's very lucky. And Rui can maybe just sit back here now and build up his push. In the mech destroyer, maybe you can make some anti-air mobiles, a couple of MDs, and then a bit more pressure on Hero. Well, Hero's really trying to go hard for this air here. It's about the only time that you can really not have like tons of air, I suppose. Oh, but he does have his double air base, doesn't he? So it'll be okay. The thing I was saying is if you didn't want to make fighters, you'd have to be attacking all the time to make it uncomfortable for the airing player, because if you try and sit back, they will run round. And you can't be letting Hero do this. Hero's gotten trapped here between the anti-air turret and the edge of the map here. Done quite well to get a bit of distance between him and Rui. He does patrol in here now. Ooh, traded really well there. That was a good patrol. Patrol blessed by the gods there. Where's this push? We've made this heavy weapons factory and I'm not seeing any anti-air mobiles. Like, I feel like this push could be happening like 30 seconds ago, and it would really do a ton of damage here to Hero because he's not really got the military infrastructure for it. He's got a couple of MDs, a couple of strike mechs. He's pushing out now. I like the anti-air mobiles being there as well though. It stops the fighters being involved at all. Because it can do a little bit of chipping damage as it goes. Been very sneaky though. I don't know if there's much opportunity coming out this angle, unless you like followed it up with Fortress. I think both players are going to do this. It's going to be bad for Rui losing his mech destroyer that's just rallied here. There's still this gap though as the workers are revealing. So maybe you can run in here. Certainly no units here at the moment. Could just make bombers though. Again, he's got his own fighters, but on home territory. the bombers would do alright. Heroes units colliding with the food processor here, giving him a lot of time to respond to this. He's pulled the air back, he's got 2 mech destroyers here, so he can maybe take this trade. He micros well and just focuses the MDs down first. Maybe using his fighters to make sure he wins this trade. And then if he wins it with no casualties on the MD side, the strike mechs will go down very easily. Oh, he pulled his army back. That's interesting. I think he kind of had Hero up against the ropes there. So he just doesn't have much of a standing army to deal with that. Especially after losing what he had, so we're going to put the pressure on again. Back across the map. Got the old bomber here. Still haven't used this heavy weapons factory for anything. There we go, the anti-airmobiles now. Built it so early. I thought it was just going to be like a nice early push for the airmobiles, but... Oh, he ran his air through there. Hero just picked it all off. They're definitely going to need those anti-airmobiles now. Trying to build a turret with 1 worker, that is ambitious. Hero's not going to stand for that. Anti-airmobile now, you can see how good it does against the T3. It's at half health, it's killed a lot of fighters here. Oh, he didn't finish it. I feel like if he's going to commit 4 or 5 fighter deaths to it, he might as well finish the airmobile. He's going to get repaired too. Hero onto ore now. This is only the 3rd command center now. A lot of resources poured into the army in this aggression. Few bombers out, a couple of MDs, but not a huge ground standing army for Hero here. As Rui moves back across, Hero does pretty much just he's just sit there. Being a little bit greedy with his fighters here right now. At the same time, Rui is back in this spot at the top of the hill and he's going to build that anti-air turret and create some sort of permeance here, threatening Hero's base. This is going to be tricky, losing control of this area because you're fighting uphill. So it's the same principles as what could happen in T2. Elevation bonuses, they take less damage, do more damage. A lot better upgrades here for Rooijackers as well. And these units will scale wonderfully when he goes T4 because they're like a super maxive. Whereas Wiki's not the strongest max. Lean more into the artillery. Oh, what on earth is... I completely missed this. How did I miss that? Made a cheeky little forward here on the left. He's got some artillery and the berserkers are actually just running in, causing mayhem. He's trying to get this power droid. These berserkers kind of suck against walls though. They're really good against buildings, but the walls, maybe just too much armor or something like that. But it's sort of it's a bit base trading. This game is so long, I don't really want to turn the speed down. It's hard to keep up with everything. So he's got a few artillery, some mech destroyers, and his fighters sitting here, so it's like a sort of base trade kind of scenario. Because he can't really do anything about this army for Hero at the moment. He's building fortresses though, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because there's just infinite ore in the map basically, so fortress stalling is going to be very strong. Defiler, the unique unit for Zan, popping out here, sort of like a grenadier. Not really much units for him to hit though. But he's getting on top of this spot again for Hero, going to kill a lot of workers. Same time, Hero is pumping through his units here, shutting down this area, and the berserkers are actually just running around, raiding everything, and Rui's not really building anything to defend or anything to stall. He's trying to wall out a little bit, but he's not got any defensive fortresses like Hero's managing to do here. Why are these workers alive? What's this army doing over here? It's killing workers, but I would have thought if he loses all these, it's disaster time. Some bombers and fighters, you could maybe like try and wipe this army if it overextends for the air. A very, very complicated base trade scenario. This berserker's still running around like it's RBA in France, getting clippered. Many workers killed. Rui is on the way to T4 though. Hero is not, so you can maybe pump out a cannon and kill these buildings a bit quicker. Not really anything to hit the cannons. I hope that's the plan anyway. There we go. Use up the cannon. A lot of workers down at home that I just needed like a couple of strike mechs at home. If he just built a strike mechs, he'd be fine at home, really. That's all that's been raiding him, it's just berserkers, and they're like paper mache strike mechs. Command center up here. So Hero setting up, just if it all goes wrong, he can start rebuilding his economy up here once he takes care of this this rancor that's going to start slapping him soon. I have no doubt. I can see how this game goes long though, because it's going to be this forever, isn't it? More berserkers running in here. The workers trying to run away. You can never finish this wall. He's moved a lot of his eco over here now though. So he's kind of got the center, and then he could, I suppose, take Hero's base. And they both just swap positions on the map. Again, these guys don't need to die, I think, if the strike mechs came home. Could wall this in as well. I suppose the fighters will come and get them though. Cannon slowly ticking away here. Be good for Rui to have more than one cannon. If they got 2 or 3, it would really up the DPS. Defiler's doing so much damage here. Such a strong unit. Really helping to chip down his artillery as well. And Fortress gonna go down in the next shot. Back at home, slowly getting through these buildings with the artillery. Not quite the DPS of the cannon, but strong up here. 2 fortresses. That rancor though seems to have killed both the workers. Oh, fortress here in the eco. Boxing Hero further in here. There's just not a lot of units out for each player. So it's a very slow burn of the buildings of each player. Here we're going to try and get into a bit more of a disruptive spot here. Shield generator, but I don't think there's anything waiting for him in the base of Rui. He's completely given up on this side of the map. All his economies here. And here. And I'm gonna get some holocrons. Holocrons would be really nice in this situation. Get that slow ticking Nova. And up to 2 cannons now, so that's really gonna up the DPS. How quickly he can raise the buildings of Hero here. Trying to kill a lot of workers. He's overextending a little bit, doesn't want to lose these defilers, they're quite expensive. And they're so valuable. More berserkers. The berserkers just need to be killing the buildings. Probably as strong as cannons in that number. Just gonna run in here and maybe look for economy. Bomber versus berserker. A rare sight, rare matchup right there. And second hollow here for Rui. I notice I was a little bit flustered here at home. Got a lot of Nova built up, a lot of carbon, but just lacking that food. Kinda needs to get himself off to T4. Being T4 would really help him. And he could build some cannons. Get T4 air. T4 air in this situation is S tier. Because there's just not enough infrastructure to protect the workers. And you can kill the workers so fast, so... You could definitely afford it as well. Like you just build like 3 air bases here. You sell some resources, you go T4. You build like 10 fighters, you get shields, you get fast fighter, and then you just come in and kill workers. And then you slowly build up enough fighters to, you know, like kill the army. I think that would be the strongest thing to do in this scenario. The artillery's not working because the defilers are really strong. Like, dove in here and try and get the power core. Oh, why didn't you commit? Why didn't you commit? You had it. Indecision. There's a second power core next to it anyway, though. Bit of a disaster. And really starting to throw units back now. He's definitely taking a lot of the base away here from Hero. He's got a lot of workers that I think he should honestly just run these away. He needs to get in these areas of the map. Like this could be his sort of area of the map now. Because I worry about all these workers, he's just got nothing defending. He can pull his army back as well and flank. Which might actually be a good idea. This knight certainly wants his holocron, but... And he's actually on like... No, okay. I thought they were like tasked to shoot the building. He's not going to let him get the holocron. Yeah, poor move. Again, Defiler's being so strong. These artillery that don't have any shields. Which is usually a problem to deal with when you're a mech. Because the MDs just don't do enough damage to them, but the Defilers are doing tons, so making Zam very strong in that matchup. And the cannons here, nothing to really harass them. Again, I feel like Hero. Oh, he's finally T4. Heavy artillery. I think he needs those air bases really. He got one. He's making fighters, but no shields. Or no fast fighter. Does have heavy artillery. Could get 2 range upgrades for him, and then that'd be very strong, providing he keeps shields on them. Oh, this is gonna be a nice position for him. Gonna catch these cannons with the berserkers while the army was off here, culling his workers. That's really gonna help because he gets to keep the fortress, and then he can protect his workers if he runs them away as well. And he can sort of chip away at this army if it overextends with the artillery and stuff. Fortunately, a little bit these carbon rocks are sort of in the way. And Berserker's running in here now, and he's really starting to get a little bit picked apart here because his army is over being aggressive. And Hero's actual army has come over, crossed through the centre. Berserker's killing a lot of workers. At the same time, more cannons bumping out now because he's got all that holocron Nova, right? He's building up for him. We can see it at the time. Yeah, 3 hollows is quite nice. Even if you're not one of the hollow bonuses. coffee's starting to get cold. 45 minutes already. I'm halfway through this one. Help. Send help. Good trade here for Rui. He's got a bit of an arc for his units. He could make it further better just by further splitting up his units in the areas that they're getting shot at by the artillery. And getting a lot of cannon shots off here. Ordinary game, be a disaster repairing this because you just don't have much ore, but again, look at the map, mini-map, there's tons of ore everywhere. Trying to focus fire a little bit. He lost a little bit more than I think he should have there. Not too sure what happened. Hero retreating now. Here's trying to get up to the traditional Wookiee army. Which again, I do think he should have just went air first. Just to get things in order. Because it's very expensive, you know, right? Because you got to get all these trooper upgrades. Get them going. Air artillery is a lot cheaper to start with. And you can lace the troopers in later. Some strike mechs going to be picking up these workers here. Going to be so many workers lost. Quick look. A quick mid-game recap. Yeah, so many units lost. It's very even looking though, isn't that? Very even looking. Yeah, that army from Hero didn't retreat too far, he's just trying to get around here. I think he's maybe just trying to get round into this spot now to protect his sort of exit point. So it's like a safe channel for civilians to run through. Up to repeaters. Another thing that's pretty bad about going troopers here off the bat is Zan have got like the best strike mechs ever. Especially if you get all the upgrades from them. You probably don't need the extra damage, to be fair, with troopers, but still, he's leaning pretty heavy into heavy strike mech, so. The cheap Wookiee mech destroyers would be kind of cool. But I don't think the economy is just good enough for that. Like, there's just not enough workers to throw into carbon. So it does seem like it's just artillery air is the best way to go for the Wookiees here. Still got the Berserkers, but I don't think the Berserkers should be anywhere near the main army. And we're going to take a trade here. Cannons are hitting built. If the cannons were microed, they could actually do some quite good damage on these units as well. See those strike mechs got that +7, so they're actually trading alright into this. And the Berserkers coming in. They do die quite quickly though. Ooh! Didn't micro. You've got kind of a good trade there. I think Rui definitely needed his cannons and a little bit more micro here in the centre. Not letting the Berserkers get right on top of him like that. And Heroes Eco is starting to look a bit better now on his new part of the map. Rui lost a fair bit, but he's moving right down into this corner now as well. Getting it together. How are we doing with the Wookiee upgrades? It's got a lot of his range stuff, but the ones you want to prioritise are the damage, first and foremost, because of the rate of fire, and then getting that extra health. It's pretty an expensive one though, needs a lot of food. Keep speaking Berserkers. It's meme tier decision making. Still making all these advanced Berserkers as well. No, he needs to get the health upgrade, man. If you get the the worst thing. Where's the wiki fort? Went past it, have I? Where is it? Oh, why? Fix your game, RV. This thing, like, this gives them like 10% speed. It's the most senseless upgrade because they're so fast anyway. They could have been given a much more useful, unique unit upgrade than 10% speed. Like, look at them. Zippy boys. And they're running in here. Special operation going to be conducted in the base here. Killing off these workers. Well, he did just get his advanced turrets. Might lose them though. Not really much action anywhere else, I don't think. It'd be kind of annoying if you like slowly made a pummel here and then sent it in and killed the power core. That would definitely kill the power core. Nobody'd be looking for that. It'd be great if you still had a mech factory as well. You could just make strike mechs slowly but surely. So he came in here, killed a few workers, killed a turret. There's a power core over here that you could dive. He's not paying attention, he's losing units. That's a shame. Rest in peace, Wookiee soldiers. And the cans are coming up here and going for this. Oh, AC is rough in this spot, but it shouldn't really be a problem because Hero should just have a standing force of air, right? He's going to get some good shots here, I think. Bam. Bringing everyone to about half health. Oh, they had the 75. They had shields for days. And now they're dead. Big AC shots, and that's pretty much just decimated the army of Hero here. Oh, he cancelled? I think it was maybe targeting a unit that died mid-shot, and then the shot cancelled. Goes back on recharge. You can kill all these farms though if you wanted. Or you could steal them. I love doing that. If there's ever a base trade scenario, you should just steal your opponent's farms. It's the big brain. Like, these could all be heroes. That should be the norm, right? You steal your opponents, you delete your own. So Rui gonna get on top of the army here. Some interceptors out now though, they'll kill this off fairly quickly. Except this one guy didn't really want to get involved for a while. I think this is probably very taxing for these guys because they've probably never been in a situation like this really. You can end up playing pretty slow and poorly and get really frustrated in scenarios like this because it's just so out of your comfort zone. It takes a lot of tenacity and mental fortitude to keep rebuilding things and not just quit when one bad event happens. But it's pretty even really, I think. Though I think Rui's probably going to pull ahead having the holocrons. And it's just so much unharassable free Nova income. Not sure what he's up to with his Nova though. I wonder if he's maybe spaceporting it. I think a real strength that you could have here is just like assault mech. Like that's a hard one for Wookiees to deal with. Like in a 1v1 scenario, when there's not like team game elements at play, you know, like there's no masters on the team or anything like that, you know. Assault mechs are pretty good. Especially in this situation where the Wookiee player has not really got control of the map. Because normally you would think that they would have control because they get to go T4 air into heavy artillery really quickly, have 12 range, sit in a shield, always sort of in a position of strength. The assault mechs do quite well into the artillery because the artillery just doesn't have too much health. And Wookiees don't get all the health upgrades for them. More berserkers. Worker tax. Turret tax as well. Heavy strike mechs are just waiting for them though, and they're kind of just falling over. Did it kill 2? Not really worth though. Hero's still missing that +4, needs 1 more damage upgrade for his troopers. Again, tricky army for him to take. Got a lot of money though, he's running in with his like mounties and his troopers here, but this is all heavy strike mechs with +9 damage. Like, troopers just ain't gonna cut it. He needs artillery and a lot of it. And a shield. +1 range, still needs that extra range upgrade. Maybe it's the research center one's a bit more expensive. It's the sort of normal one that they get. Yeah, artillery's going to do quite well against this, I think. Provided he doesn't overextend. The worry is that +9 damage does make these a lot more stronger than strike mech should be in this kind of scenario. Because they got a good rate of fire, so it does really add up. The shield, only 1 worker repairing it, you're going to need more than that. Down it goes. And getting some good volleys off here with the artillery, and it really help having the mounties tank things. Needs to keep the artillery going though, need to keep hitting shots. Troopers running in here. Oh, this volley's just missing. But yeah, the artillery should win this. And really being kind of disciplined there and pulling his units back, which is probably smart here. Hero's economy though is actually, like, he's getting a real good boom on. Oh, he's just like eating the whole map, is he? Can't believe he's getting this. I think Rui probably should have done a bit more raiding. You know, having these really strong heavy strike mechs, particularly on the right hand side. This shouldn't be happening. Like, I think at the moment Hero should be sort of stuck for Nova. It'd be like selling ore and stuff. I think Hero's just going to outboom Rui here, yeah. 81 markers, I think he's on like 150, 140, yeah. Now that he's got his upgrades, just needs this extra range that he's still forgetting it. You know, this should be a ban from the Discord, being 10+1 range and having all that resources. Mortal sin. This is a very strong looking army now. Oh, AC's great. Double AC. You know, he should just run the Mounties into the eco. They don't do very well here. The artillery is enough to... All he needs to do is hold this and then just conduct operations down here. Because Rui's just sort of... You know, he's kind of overextended here. Like, it's awkward to get back to the base, and it'd be much easier if he was in the centre. There's an assault mech. I think the assault mech should have come a lot earlier with all the holocron Nova. Because now Hero's just been allowed to get shields up, he's got ACs as well at stall. It's going to be tricky to deal with. You need to lean in and get his AA mobiles and stuff. And the ACs could even create like better unit arcs as well for the artillery. And this is just not an army that can deal with all this artillery. Mounties are running in here now as well. They're going to tank some shots and let the artillery hit things. I think some of them are griefing though. They're hitting the fortress rather than the units. The ACs could maybe make the difference. He's going to run into the range of this turret though, I think. Oh, close. I'm surprised why he prioritises shooting these workers. Surely maybe he doesn't want them to repair. Is that the big brain move? I think he should just shoot the units. There we go. Oh, on the fortress actually. I don't think there's anything else happening around the map though. A few idols just getting on all of that Nova as well. I think Rui's kind of just fallen off a little bit. Eco's not very strong. Losing all that army is really just a disaster for him because he just doesn't have like a good enough economy to replace it. Whereas Hero's resources at this point, it's he's got his 140, 150 workers, 145 in between. It's pretty much like infinite resources at this point. And he can make better use of the map as well with all that extra ore. His ore and Nova really high. So many options. And Wookiees are such a strong civ. How does this go on for 30 more minutes? I don't get it. Get out of the game. It's over. I want to move on. I can't sit here any longer. Oh, shoot the shield generator, please. Where are you going? Kill all the trees. Move further forward. End game. I'm speeding up. Oh, he does have an army. Okay. I'll allow it. I'm just pretending to be completely dead. Trying to get the shield generator up here. Still 10 plus 1. Forever 11, never 12. 11. Oof. Taking some huge shots there from there till they're just bunched up the entire time. But as you can see, the assault mechs do so well. Even with the bulky troopers tanking. Oh, the ACs though. The ACs are a game changer. Big shots there. He's gonna have to retreat. AC is gonna feel super lame right now. It's either A mobiles or what might be cheaper is just 2 air bases and just pump out a bunch of interceptors. Because it doesn't really seem to be much air. There's a couple of fighters here, but that's about it. So just being able to kill those very quickly in one moment will really help. Hero marching forward, more infrastructure, fortresses, shield generators. Still got tons of ore. He's actually securing ore here as well. Yeah, these Mounties overextending and dying, but they did kill off that shield generator. And I think most importantly here is that Hero's got the hill. So all these units are going to get buffed. Oh, a lot of assault mechs though. It's just it's such a problem, the air cruisers. If the air cruisers are not involved here, it's, you know, this is really strong. But when you can just keep taking shots at them like this, damage really adds up. Looks like the armies are just going to be dancing around these ACs for a while. Oh, Oh, taking some big damage here though. AC shots, some artillery volleys. A lot of these assault mechs getting kind of low. Just needs an answer for the air cruisers. I think he'd win. I needed to hit those Mounties a little bit as they came in. The shields have helped though. Looking kind of low though. Tell you what, Hero's not like using his whole army or using his ACs right now. Did he lose one of them? Did he run into this turret? I think he must have. They really could pull it back now. Hero's just not fighting very smartly here. Like he's running things in one at a time. He's gonna let Rui get like a super army together. There's so many assault mechs. This is really taking a turn. The holocrons. Let's have a quick look. Just know where we're up to. 10k. And we got the fourth one as well. Hero needs to be careful here. I think he should just make more air cruisers. There should be grenadiers as well. Like rather than the Mounties, it should be grenadiers. I don't think the Mounties help. I don't like the idea of Mounties running in and then artillery try to take shots because it just doesn't work the same. It's like assault mechs behind Mounties. It should really just be abusing the range. Again, still 10+1. It should be like the 12 range and then the grenadiers as well. You just sit in the shields and then you use your air cruisers to control things. Really overextend. I don't like him being out here in this bit. With the elevation at play. He should go round. Pushing this way, because then he's unlevel. A lot of troopers. I don't know why he's kind of forgotten grenadiers exist. It's like the best unit against all of these. Mounties running in, but they just don't do well enough. Oh, he is raiding with strike mechs now, finally. He shut down the Nova pilferers of the centre. At the same time, Berserkers killing things off. They're gonna get this power core. Yes, they are. Boom. Run in the eco here. And more trades. See, this is fine if you just add in grenadier damage. So there'd be like grenadiers here, 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 and just slowly chipping away as these repeaters tank and the artillery tank. And then the combined damage just does kind of well. These units are... The attrition's starting to show for this army though. Because I don't think Rui replaces his army at the same rate, which is the problem. And now the Mounties getting in here. This is a lot better for them with a lot more units behind them. Getting on top here, all that health, and I think the cracks have shown in that army. So I suppose Rui just didn't press his position quick enough. I think the ACs really prevented him though. There's more ACs now as well. The ACs definitely like sort of shut that window that he had to take that position away from Hero, I think. Because that was really scary when he got all those assault mechs together. And Hero, a lot of units out. 10+1 range still. It doesn't look like there's an answer anymore. There's a lot of the military infrastructure as well. He's got a lot of resources, but just nowhere to build. Trying to build stally buildings, but oh, he needs more mag factories, yeah. Way more. I think his own ACs would have been strong as well. Rookies struggle. If you get static deep, this is a good map to have like loads of static turrets and stuff. Have the ACs sitting on them. All that war. Rookies struggle because they don't get the last heavy weapons upgrade for the air. They don't get the extra range. They'd have to rely on interceptors diving them, which you can sort of counter by having all the turrets and stuff. I think another important way to think about it would be if you build one air cruiser and they can't just make a few anti-airmobiles to deal with it, how many interceptors do they need to build to make sure it dies? And how much is that taken away from their population count? Because you could actually be making their ground army smaller because they just don't have the population to contribute to it. Oh, this fluffy rabbit pummel. I don't know if they're BM or a misclick, but it's tanking some shots here. Running back and forth. These ACs have been, they're going to stand on top of the army. Why? Oh, army? What? Oh dear. There are a few interceptors from here or here. Shot at the workers here on the shield. Disaster. This could all be dead, I think. Shoot the army. Shoot, they've got a charge. Shoot. Bam. And some turrets though. Repair. Yeah, the troopers are running into the eco. Killing lots of workers. They're trying to get any airmobiles. Should make turrets, got the ore. There's even ore here to eat. This looks like prime opportunities for berserkers. In this, is there berserkers in this fortress? No, it's just 3 workers. So they were waiting. They're a berserker class, getting trained up, ready sent out into Rui's eco. Still more of these stalemates. Oh, a bit more of the strike mech raiding. Killing some workers. AC's cleaning them up though. Yeah, populations are kind of similar. Still sort of close now. It's kind of just because of the holocrons. Another assault mech out there. Assault mech's good, strong. He's got his own ACs now. He just needs to not let heroes' ACs bully him. Maybe he can pull it back. Oh no, he doesn't have the holocrons anymore. Oh no. That's not good. Could maybe frustrate hero though with all these strike mechs, run them into the eco. The fortresses kind of work really well though, defending the economy. Well, you might need to strike. He needs to make more, yeah. Doesn't want Mounties diving in here while he doesn't have strikes. Ah, my coffee, no! Oh, it's cold, boys, it's cold. It's still good though. It's still good. It's still needed. 2 hours and 20 minutes of game time. Couple of AC shots there. And the shield's kind of soaked up a lot of that though. Where are you going? Oof. Oh, I don't know about that. Getting the interceptors. They were like, it's like an insurance policy through away. I like them hanging about here, because it's like whatever happens, you know, you can't push immediately. He needs to get his hollows back though. Like, temple up here or something would be nice. Away from the front. Hero's army. Not looking the biggest now. Times are tough. You know what? It's not even probably. It's probably actually kind of good because of the +9. It's actually probably a good rating. So this is big brain. Actually, I appreciate that. +9 damage scouts is actually kind of good. Attackers? I don't think I've actually seen a Wookiee attacker. I kind of forget they exist when I play Wookiees. Oh, they look interesting. It's never even across my mind that they have attackers for some reason. I don't know why. God, attackers are so strong. Should be on the attackers. Attacker versus scout, wow. Here's kinda... I don't know. Get the hollows! Squandering these opportunities. And the attackers have successfully defended the base from the scout raid. Rui is so broke. He needs these hollows, and he just won't get them. I'm spamming Control J. There's no temple. Build a temple. It's 4 hollows. There's so much money. Why wouldn't you take them? The A-mobile's getting a bit bold there. Well, it's still kind of up in the air who's going to win this. There's a lot of times where it looks like Hero's just won and then he's just not pushed hard enough and Rui's crawled back into it. And then there was that brief moment where I thought Rui was going to win. But then again he couldn't push because they are the air cruisers. And now it kind of looks like he's got the edge army wise, but it's sitting about a bit. Hero's rebuilding again. Turning it into a game of Desert Strike. They just build armies and clash. It's very quiet actually. Armistice, peace or something going on. Fortress up here. More of these strike raids. These could whittle away and frustrate Hero or not. I could see that happening. He keeps using his attackers to deal with them. Bold push here. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. They're gonna lose these. Oh no. Hero's gonna be out of Nova now. 3k ore though. Oh, not much left in the center. He doesn't really have control of the center either. Someone needs to grab these holocrons. Hero had a good opportunity to actually steal them. during that when he had Rui pinned. Who will win? What on earth is this? The heavy pummels, I've never seen them. They look kind of cool. Zerker's not going to do the trick there when the strike max and that. This could be enough to... Yeah, Hero's kind of pushing and frustrating. I think Hero's going to quit after this. Just running at the shields, giving up because he's struggling to defend this as well. Right, Rui here has really pulled it back. A lot of moments to count him out of this game. For good reason a lot of times, because he wasn't making anything, but then he suddenly does get the armies together. I'm getting the holocrons. But yeah, Hero's just throwing that army away. I think he's going to get pushed on two fronts now. And he calls GG. He says he got to go. That's fine. I don't blame him for needing to go, because, well... But it did look a little bit bleak there for him, just having no Nova. And one more game. Hero has the orange Geonosians, Rui on the blue Galactic Empire. So, two really strong civs. Good matchup. Very close to one another though. Look at that distance. That's trooper recruit rush distance. I actually need to stand up. I've been sitting too long. Oh, that was too long of a game. So anyway, good fish on this map. Flump. Some nerfs. It's probably just going to end up being Mounties, isn't it? Nursery, then Mounties. It's not crazy food, it's good Mountie map. Mountie at the shipyards would be strong. Hello? Right, spasming my hip there from just sitting awkwardly, I think, during that game. Onto the blue frogs. Oh, onto the food processor. Oh, wow. It's a flump, though. Put you a little bit behind a Mountie player. It's because you're not onto carbon. The same, see, there has to be so many workers on food. So it's going to take so much longer to get the carbon going, whereas Hero's already got his carbon processor. He's got like, what, 8 workers on carbon. So that carbon will build up very quickly and you can get that troop center and power core down. I mean, look at it already. Done up the front here. Maybe try to avoid the scout that he knows has been hanging about the carbon area, but he does come back and he's going to spot it. Only just getting the carbon processor now. If this should really sort of be a build order when I would have thought. But it's like the best Mountie civ as well, because you don't even need to go and get the Nova right away. Where's the power core? Build it! You're losing your window. You could win this game. I feel like there could be a Mountie out if it queued up as well. Like just about now. It's not got any food. See, you should just cut the worker here and build the Mountie. See, Rui's getting lots of time to get this troop centre up. Now, these guys should have had to build that while there's like a Mountie and maybe even a second one on the way, harassing them. And that would just be like a massive, massive issue to deal with. That Mountie gets in here. Power core is almost up as well. It kind of looks like the Mountie rush from earlier. Does a teeny bit of damage, but you'll get the troopers out. Oh, he's got his own Mountie, okay. You're a little bit late to focus it down. Well, that's not good if he loses it. He needs a medic. Oh, he loses both here. 4 Mounties now on the loose. Going for the power core. I think he's going to get the power core. Because there's just nothing to stop these Mounties ever hitting it. If you try to repair it, like the scout can actually like distract these workers. Oh, 2 trooper recruits. Oh, he's getting really... cutting it really close there. Oh, they're going to get the troopers though. You're just getting a lot of value out of these Mounties now. It just keeps going. Run the workers back and forth on the Nova. Costing so much carbon to keep repairing it. Now the workers getting knocked off the carbon as well. 3 troopers do pop out now though. A couple of workers going down. Hero just needs to keep these guys alive. Ah, that one running to his death there. This will be the 3rd worker down, the scout's down as well. Oof. Managed to kill 2 as they walk through there. So Rui's not quite dead though. He's got his troopers out. Hero's about to hit click up to T2. Rui's nowhere near though. Oh no. Hero's super ahead here. On the way to T2 before his opponent. Not really the norm in these scenarios. It's going to get the shipyard as well. Possibly a power droid. It's way too many workers on these berries. No one had so much food. What is going on here? Get those boys on carbon immediately. Fix it. Those Geonosian workers are hungry for those berries. There's the power droid. You can fish here, run round, keep harassing Rui, keep him in his base. And he must be on the way to T2, building a 2nd troop centre. He hits it now. And in runs Hero, harassing more workers here. That's 2 worker kills. Pretty good going, since those Mounties have kind of lost their relevance now. Defending a trooper counterattack though could be tricky here. See a trooper getting over here into this position. It does have 1 turret here at the carbon. Troopers could stand on top of it though. Only really 1 troop centre trying to get trooper. I don't know why there's not a 2nd troop centre in this instance as he tries just T3. Got a carbon processor here, but this is the worst time to start cutting down these trees. Could wall this out with spaceport. Would have been a good move. Had to go for the double turrets here, so maybe just going to try and cheese the T3 now. It's 2 turrets. Maybe sit here and be annoying. Making a couple of troopers to try and kill these guys off. Get home for Rui. Probably needs a lot more farms. Just try and work towards T3 himself. A few more troopers arriving. You're getting a way better trade than you ever should get. Skilled 2 troopers there for free. With free range as well versus 3+1. Spot for him to sit there and hit a lot of carbon workers. You'll probably have to make a couple more troopers or get range. Some more troopers coming out. You can catch these guys though. Well, they're running around though. I'm luring them. Oh no, he's been lured into a spot here. Or he could flank if he's hitting the prefab shelter. There you go. So that's disaster for here because he will lose a lot of his carbon. But he's got so much money, he could go T3. Rui on the other hand, not really anywhere. He's just going really hard on the rush, but he's probably a worker. Maybe he's going to make a turret. If he can get a turret over at the carbon, he could deny a lot of it. And then he has control of the other areas the hero could go to get carbon. Yeah. This spot would be even better. And then it covers the whole thing. It's one worker though, it's going to take a little while to go up. Here on the other hand, halfway to T3. We'll be able to get a strike mech out. I guess the turret's maybe just coming a little bit too late. Just because like by the time he gets it up and he wants to move his workers, he's got a strike mech to kill off the troopers, so that doesn't achieve too much. T3 for hero now. Oh, he's on ore, I wonder. Geos could be devastating. He's closed this area out, so setting carbon over here. Strike mech out, but this is really annoying just because it's in the base. It's sitting on top of it. I think troopers could pop out here and hit this. Trying to get the airbase really pushing here with troopers. Bringing anti-air troopers as well. Might be a mistake to try and play around this turret so much. Because it's not doing enough for him. Whereas the counter could be so devastating. This isn't walled, right? Is it? That's deceptive, I can't tell. That's really hard to deal with. Needs his own turret. I think he should maybe be an ore. So he can build turrets to defend. Not started T3 yet. Fortunately, a lot of the units here are still sitting in the base trying to clean this up. These 2 strike mechs, so 3 strike mechs now. Very annoying in this spot is to run the workers away. Got a lot of anti-air troopers here. And the Mounties can just kill the turret because it's got a minimum range rule. It can't shoot them back. Hero just needs to keep set. What's he done? Some crazy walling, is he? He's walled his units out. Causing them problem. Look how far they have to run. These strike mechs. Give Rui a lot more time to manage things. He's almost T3, as these strike mechs do get on top of his new carbon now though. Fighters run in, but he's got lots of anti-air here. But the strike mechs could kill off the anti-air. He's maybe realised that, he's running close to the command centre now. Just to garrison it. But so many workers about to die. Oh, he pops out and kills that fighter. These guys are doing tons of damage though, these strike mechs. Some Mounties running out to try and deal with them. They're going to catch one here. There's a lot of strikes. I mean, they outnumber the Mounties for one. They're easy to split up like that. Kill them off. Needs to get that mech factory, hasn't got in it yet. Needs a mech destroyer as soon as possible. And I think the hero's going to get too far ahead here in this situation. Because it's just taking so long to deal with the problem. To buy some carbon there at the spaceport. Spamming build on this turret. So this is anti-air troopers, so the fighters are not doing too much. There's only really one area to harass right now. Next turret is out, maybe needs to repair it a little bit. And here I can probably just sit back now, boom a little bit, and they can follow this up with some artillery pressure or something like that. Forward fortress. Because I think Rui's just going to be really behind now. Really poor. Lost a lot of workers, tons and tons of mining time. And he's just not been able to do the same to Hero this game. I think the turret was a great idea, it just needed to be a lot sooner. Because Hero really invited that pressure onto him. By just trying to go for that T3. He keeps having it run round this wall. Looks like he's trying to go and build a fortress. Just delete a prefab. Pull the strike mechs back and yeah, you can maybe get forward up. He's been making a mech star and stuff, so he's maybe thinking about getting some more units in the field. Lost a couple of the strike mechs there. That was a noisy demon dog thing, or Vornskers. So the fortress going up here in the centre, protect the front of Hero's base and let him start putting that pressure onto Rui now. It's the heavy weapons factory. Could probably be a bit more ambitious with the shield. I think he's going to have much more units than Rui should on the field, so maybe just put it here. That's nice hill to sit on top of. Artillery right now doing a lot of damage to the buildings. Got a mounties hanging about. Some fighters now, and it's just, see, there's so much. And Rui just doesn't have the economy to match this. So he's just taking too much damage early. Hero gets a few command centers out, bumps out some workers, and then when he starts rebuilding units again to pressure him, Rui's just not in a good enough spot to match it. And as this artillery count grows, the threat of it just gets exponentially worse. And it's so difficult to deal with without having your own artillery. And then he's not really set up to like keep building his economy and pump out artillery because you have to have so many workers on Nova for that. Of course, can't boom back any further without turrets because the air running around as well. artillery getting bold. Maybe gonna go for the power core. Just 1 out of 5 shots landing on it. But it's enough. Enough to kill it. And down it goes. A few Mounties, a few anti-air troopers, but some troopers coming in here. Kind of a diverse army. Some Mounties, strike mechs, MDs. It's just so much. Like for each Mountie, you know, he's got here, there's one of these units. There's like 5 strikes, there's like 5 artillery, there's like 5 Mounties. A couple of MDs. 5 troopers. That anti-building damage is really out there now with the artillery. There's like 6 of them. And the air again, still looking for opportunities to kill workers. Oh, I'm yawning. It's been too long. I think that's it though. Doesn't look like there's really much. Just a couple of Mounties, a couple of MDs. This is not going to be able to do anything in this army. It's certainly been an entertaining series. Certainly a strange and wild game too. Not often you see base trades. It was fun to watch. That one just went on a little bit too long though. And hero T4 as well. It's time to call it, lol. GG. Well, GG, well played to both people involved, so to Hero and Rooijackers here. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like on the video, leave a comment, it helps the channel grow, get to more people, and get more people playing GBG. And you can come and join our GBG Discord, which is down in the description. Down below you find an invite link for that. And you find one for the Expanding Fronts mod as well, which is what this is played on. And if you want to support the channel another way, there's a PayPal link down below. You can help buy me a coffee, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye bye.